Hey guys, welcome back again to Playwright with Java Automation Testing Session 16. In today's session, I will discuss about how to perform drag and drop in Playwright with Java. So drag and drop is an interaction that allows user to click on an element, drag it to a different location and then release it to drop it there. Automating drag and drop is a challenging because it requires identifying both draggable and droppable element, tracking the mouse cursor, simulating mouse dragging and dropping the object. So there is a methods available called drag to through which we can perform drag and drop easily. User can call the drag to method on the source element locator, passing the target element locator as an argument. This method simulates the entire drag and drop operation, including hovering, pressing the mouse, moving onto the target, and releasing the mouse all together. So we need to take the page object reference, then locator, and where we need to pass the draggable locators CSS or XPath, and then we need to call dot drag to method, and after that we need to give that page dot locator of the droppable area, which is the CSS or XPath you can give it. So manual dragging with low level mouse interaction or mouse action also possible in Playwright with Java. For more granular control or when dealing with complex drag and drop implementation that rely on specific events like drag over, user can simulate the action manually using a sequence of mouse action. This approach allows user to precisely control each step of drag and drop. First, we need to call the page object dot locator, where you need to give the object CSS or XPath for the draggable item, and they need to call the hover over the element to be dragged. This is the first step. Second step, we need to call mouse dot down, where we will press the left mouse button, page dot mouse dot down, and then again we need to identify the droppable item. We can identify the scissor selector or XPath, whatever possible. Then we'll be calling page dot locator, droppable area or droppable item reference, CSS or XPath reference dot hover. It will hover over the target element. After that, we need to release the left mouse button or whatever we have pressed with the help of the page dot mouse dot up button, up method. Right now, let's see the implementation. Okay, so this is the URL, right? jqueryui.com, and where there's you could see drag and drop object is available, right? Drag and drop. This is the drag me to the target and drop it here. We can possible drag and drop. Now let's press F12 button or right click and click on the inspect button and then try to identify the drag and drop. Okay. So here one challenge is there that drag and drop is visible in some iframe element. So definitely to deal with drag and drop, we need to handle the frame or iframe in case something is available. Otherwise, because these elements are available inside the frame or iframe, until you are dealing with the frame or iframe, it is not possible to identify the element thoroughly. So we'll identify the frame element here. Okay, so this is the iframe tag starting, and there is a class reference demo hyphen frame. So we'll try to identify some selector. What we'll do is tag name is starting with iframe, and then class equal to that value. I can put it here. Okay, you could see now one element is displayed and it is highlighting the whole iframe section, and where drag and drop element is available, right? So what we will do, we will try to identify the frame or iframe first. So we have created a class called Playwright session 16, and these are the steps, right? I have written to open a browser and open a new page, and we are navigating to the jqueryui.com page, droppable page. Now what we will do, like I will be identifying the element, identifying the frame first. So we'll take the page object reference dot frame locator. Okay, return type is frame locator. So we need to store in some frame locator where we need to give the selector. So what is the selector? We have created this one, right? And within double quote, I will give you that one, and we will store in some frame locator object. So say variable name, I can give frame object. So there is an error coming, so we need to import the frame locator, because this is frame locator. We need to change it to frame locator. L will be caps, and it will be coming from com.microsoft.playwright, right, packages. So we need to import it. Now we have identified the frame, so we'll try to implement both the steps here. We can call page.locator draggable element dot drag to, and again page.locator droppable area. Here we will cannot take the page reference. In case there is no frame available, you can take the simple page reference, but here page is available, right, frame is available, iframe is available. So we need to take the help from the frame object whatever created dot locator. Okay, we'll be giving the locator here, selector, then we can press dot drag dot. Okay, let's give the frame object. Okay, then there's a method called dot drag to. Okay, let's give that one first. What is the locator we need to give? Let's identify that locator here. Okay, you could see this is the drag locator, and id is draggable. The tag is div tag, so I can create a like css with the help of the div id. So in case I know the id, I can give that locator, then hash, and then id. It will easily identify the element, so I can try to give it here simply. Okay, now I can press dot drag to method I can call, right. Drag to method will drag the source element towards the target element and drop it. Now I will be calling the drag to method. This method drags the locator to another target locator or target position. It will first move to the source element, perform a mouse down, then move the target element or position and perform a mouse up. So this is the stuff it will do. Okay, now I am calling the drag to, where I need to provide the reference where of the droppable item. Now you could see this is the id again for droppable, so I can just change it, that one. Tag is again div, so I can identify the droppable item. So I will take that css selector and I will update it here. Now in a single step I can try to do the drag and drop. Okay, so here it will not work, because that again I need to give that option, right. What is the option? Page.locator. Here instead of page, what we will be giving? We will be giving the frame object. Drag to frame object dot locator, and within that locator technique I need to give that one within the double quote part, right. Then it should work. Okay, now error message gone. So what we are calling, right, here page.locator draggable item element css or xpath dot drag to method, then page.locator droppable item css or xpath. Here this particular element are available inside the frame, so that is the reason instead of page I am referring that frame object reference. So that is the only changes I am doing. Now let's try to run the code and let's see whether it is working or not. So it will open the jqueryui.com droppable page. It will identify the draggable and droppable item, and it will now try to drag the draggable item, and it will try to move that item to the droppable and release it. So drag and drop will be happening. You could see drag and drop is completely happening successfully. So this is the one step process. I can do the drag and drop operations with the help of the page.locator draggable item dot drag to page.locator droppable area. I have reference, which is nothing but the CSS expert selector. We can give it. But here, as we are having that frame available, inside the frame element is available, so I am just changing it the frame object reference. That's all. Otherwise, the same code I can try to use it. Now, in case I want to perform that, sometime it might not be working, and I want to perform that step-by-step process to drag and drop. Same thing I can try to simulate into 4-step process. So let's comment out this code. So same way, frame I need to identify definitely, because within the frame that object reference are available. So what we will do, now I will first do the first step, page.locator draggable element reference dot hover. So instead of page here, what I will do, I will take the frame object reference, because it is element is available inside the frame. Dot, I will call the locator. What locator? This is the locator. Same locator I can give, because this is a draggable item locator. I need to give it, and then I need to call hover method. I need to end with colon. Okay, this will hover over the element to be dragged. Now what we need to do, page dot mouse dot down. So here we no need to give that frame object reference. That same thing will work. Page dot mouse dot down. Okay, so this will press the left mouse button. After that, what we need to do, we need to again page dot locator droppable area dot hover. So here instead of that page, I will be taking that frame object reference dot locator and dot hover. So what is the locator CSS? So this is the CSS for the droppable item. So I will just change it here. Okay, so this will hover over the target element. Okay, now last step we need to perform page dot mouse dot up. It will release the left mouse button, and your drag and drop will be happening completely. So page dot mouse dot, here instead of down it will be dot up method, we need to call it. Okay, dispatch a mouse up event. It will perform the action completely now. So this is the another like granular level step for manually dragging with low level mouse actions. Now if you try to execute the code, right, it will do the perform step by step, but at the end of the day, drag and drop will be happening. So draggable item will be identified, and then it will be like pressing the left mouse key, it will hover over that element, target element, and it will just release that, and drag and drop will be happening. You could see drag and drop is happening. So this is the way we can try to do the, or try to perform the drag and drop operation in Playwright with Java. One option is directly we can call the drag to methods, which is simple and most direct method for performing a drag and drop. And another way, there are 4-step process available, right, to manually dragging with low level mouse action. So that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.